Hi friends, it's Rachel. Hi friends, it's Rachel. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my top 3 makeup products in every category when it comes to complexion. So I'm going to be sharing my favorite foundations, concealers, blush, contour / bronzer, what else is there? Highlighter. I'm going to be sharing all of my favorites in those categories. So if that sounds good to you, then let's get started. I'm going to be moving kind of quickly because I have so many products to talk about, and I will insert clips of me applying each of the products for you guys. I'm going to start out with foundation / skin tint, and one of my very favorites right now is the Maybelline Superstay 24-Hour Skin Tint. I wear the shade 112, and I love this skin tint so much because it looks like skin on the face. This always looks so natural. You can apply it with a sponge to get a more natural, like light coverage, or you can use a brush, which is what I've been doing lately, to get more of a medium coverage. But it just gives the skin the most beautiful finish. It's not too matte, not too glowy. I think it'll work well for a lot of different skin types, and this wears so well throughout the day. When I go to wash this off in the evening, it looks just as good on my face, truly, as it did in the morning after I applied it. So this lasts really well and is just a phenomenal drugstore foundation. Next up is the L'Oreal True Match Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. I wear the shade 0.5 to 2, very light, and this is a beautiful tinted serum. I would say it is slightly lighter in coverage than the Maybelline Superstay skin tint. So on my no makeup days, or really on like a daily basis, this is what I'm reaching for because it really kind of makes it look like I'm not wearing foundation on the skin. It just cancels out any of my redness and evens out my skin tone and is the perfect base for the rest of my makeup. So I've been loving this. This is what I recommend to all of my friends that want to wear a little bit of makeup but don't want their makeup to feel heavy, and they end up loving this. It is such a good tinted serum and one that I highly recommend. I love it and cannot get enough of this. Next up we have the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. I wear the shade Mont Blanc. This is a beautiful higher end foundation. It gives the skin a medium coverage and it looks really natural on the face and makes my skin look like skin even though I have this on. It is pretty long wearing and wears really well throughout the day. If you're wanting to splurge on a higher end foundation, then this is definitely the one that I would recommend personally. It is so good and my favorite high-end foundation that I've tried. You can't go wrong with this. I think it'll work well on a lot of different skin types. It wears really well in my oily T-zone, but it also looks really nice on my more dry chin, like the outer portion of my chin gets dry and under my eyes, and this wears really nicely on those parts of the face as well. So this is a really great foundation that I highly recommend. Now on to concealer. My favorite concealer from the drugstore is the Nyx Bare With Me concealer. I have been loving this. When I first got it a couple years ago, I used this like religiously for an entire year. It's so good. I love this shade especially. It's the shade Fair, and it's the most beautiful neutral shade that is just such a perfect match for my skin, which is hard to find. So if your skin is similar to mine, then I would definitely check out this shade. It is really so good. I also think it works really well for spot concealing around the face. I recently did a friend's makeup for her wedding and I used this NYX concealer and it looked so gorgeous on her as well. So this is such a great drugstore concealer. I love it and I don't think you can go wrong. Next up is the Tower 28 Serum Concealer. I have the shade BU in this concealer, and I love this because it is very thin and lightweight and feels very hydrating under my eyes. It blends in just so seamlessly and looks good every time. The shade BU is definitely more of a brightening shade on me, which I really love because it really helps to brighten up my under eyes and just makes me look a lot more awake and healthy. This is the concealer that I reach for the most often. This is kind of my fail-proof concealer that I just love and I highly recommend. I think it is such a great one. Next up is the Caliray Hideaway Brightening Under Eye Color Corrector. So this technically is more of a color corrector rather than a concealer, but I use it in place of a concealer because I find that it gives me enough coverage to cover any darkness that I have under my eyes. And I have the shade Dawn, which is a beautiful brightening pink shade that really cancels out the darkness that I have and gives my under eyes just some life and makes me look so healthy. So I love this. I love this especially on my no makeup days as well because it is so lightweight and kind of undetectable on the under eyes, but it really adds a lot and helps to make me look more awake. So I love it and highly recommend it. One of my favorite powders right now is the Makeup by Mario SurrealSkin Soft Blur Setting Powder. I have the shade One Fair Pink in this powder. To me, this isn't a light pink shade. It's more of just a, I don't know, brightening translucent like skin tone shade, but it is very pretty and so blurring on the face. It also never looks too heavy or cakey, and this does a great job of controlling any shine that I get in my T-zone throughout the day. So I've been loving this powder. One thing I don't love is the packaging. It just feels kind of cheap and the holes are just kind of too large, and so a lot of product comes out and it gets a little messy, so I just wanted to warn you. But for me, it's worth it to use this even though the packaging isn't my favorite because the powder truly is a luxury feeling powder, and I love the way that it makes my makeup look and how it sets my makeup throughout the day. So this is such a great powder and I highly recommend it. Next up is my beloved e.l.f. Prime and Stay Finishing Powder. This powder is phenomenal. It's only $4 at the drugstore, but if I closed my eyes and used this, I would truly think that it was a high-end powder. It is very good. It's very similar to the Kosas Cloud Set powder, and if you have really oily skin, then you might not love this powder because it does let a little bit of glow come through. I'm actually wearing this on my face today, and so you do see a little bit of glow still come through even when wearing this powder. But if you have more normal to dry skin or even combination skin like I have, then this is really a great powder, and it always looks so natural and skin-like on my face and never looks heavy or cakey no matter how much I apply. So I really love this powder. I highly recommend it. Lastly is my Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Setting Powder in the shade Cupcake. This is a great high-end powder and one that I can just count on, especially if I'm feeling a little bit extra oily. This is the one that I'm going to reach for because it really helps to mattify my face and keep me looking matte throughout the day. This is such a great powder. If you just use a light hand when applying this, then it still looks very natural and skin-like while still taking away all the shine. So this is the powder that I always recommend to those who do get a little bit more oily. I think this will work really well for you, and I just love it. It's a great powder and I highly recommend it. We're going to move on to blushes now, and my very favorite cream blush is the Merit Flush Bomb in the shade Cheeky. I love this blush. It is just honestly one of my holy grail blushes that I always have in my makeup bag. I love this shade especially. It's the most beautiful mid-toned, more muted, cool pink shade that I just love and was honestly a game changer for me. When I discovered this, I hadn't really found a shade quite like it, and it has truly changed the makeup game for me because of the shade. The shade is so good. I also love the formula. It gives a really pretty natural skin-like glow to the cheeks. And the number one complaint I hear about this blush is that it's not very long wearing. And if I just apply one layer under powder, then I agree that it doesn't last the longest. But how I like to apply this is to apply it to the cheek, set my face with powder, and then apply another layer over the powder and kind of make this like blush sandwich with powder. And by doing that, this lasts really well throughout the day for me. So if you're having trouble with longevity with this product, then try that and I think you will be pleasantly surprised. But this is such a beautiful blush. I love it. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know that I have an obsession with this blush. It is so, so good. Next up, we have the CoverGirl Cheekers blushes. I couldn't do this video without mentioning these. I love them. They are my favorite drugstore blush formula. They're very affordable, I think around $5, which is insane to me because to me they feel very similar to higher end blushes that I have, specifically the Pat McGrath Labs blush. These are very similar to me. They don't have any glitter in them, but they're also not matte. They give the cheeks a really pretty sheen, and I love them. I have the shade True Plum, which is a beautiful, cool mauve pink shade, and I also have the shade Pink Candy, which is a beautiful, brightening pink shade that I love to put on the apples of my cheeks. I love wearing these on their own, but I also like to layer these and kind of apply the True Plum shade all over the cheeks, and then pop a little bit of the Pink Candy shade on the center of my cheeks. And I love the look that they give. They are so beautiful, and I cannot get enough of these. They are amazing. Next up, we have the Revie Beauty Endless Diffusion Everyday Baked Blush. I have the shade Oasis, which is a lovely berry shade, and then also the shade Paradise, which is a beautiful, like sun-kissed pink shade. And I have cool undertones, and a lot of like sun-kissed shades just look orange on me, but this one doesn't. It is the most beautiful pink shade that adds the tiniest bit of warmth to my cheeks without looking orange. It really is kind of a unique shade that I think would work well on everybody. I love this blush so much. This formula is incredible. One of the reasons I love it is because the powder is so finely milled, and it just like blends into the skin like a dream. You don't have to be too careful when applying it, and it just looks so seamless every time. It really does just kind of melt into the skin and look beautiful. It gives a really pretty glow to the cheeks, and I think that if you have dry skin especially, or more mature skin, this is gonna look so stunning on you and really give a lot of life to the cheeks because of the gorgeous sheen that it gives. It is lovely, and I highly recommend these blushes. Also, this packaging is beautiful, I think. I don't know, it's like just so luxe looking, and I love it. I think it's so pretty. I kind of combined the bronzer and contour category because my skin is cool in undertone. I often use contours as bronzers because even though they're cool, they still add some warmth to my skin. And one of my very favorites has got to be the Sachu Contour Stain. I have the shade 02 Giving Iconic, which is supposed to be a contour, but on me it's definitely more of a neutral bronze shade. And I love this formula. I haven't been able to put it down since I got it. I love that it blends into the skin so seamlessly and is so long wearing. On most days, I like to apply a cream or liquid bronzer or contour first, set my face with powder, and then apply a powder bronzer over top just to help with longevity. But I don't need to do that with this Sachu Contour Stain because it is very long wearing on its own and just wears incredibly well throughout the day. So I love this product for that reason. I also just love the finish that it gives my skin. It doesn't have any glow or shimmer in it, but it does just give a really nice skin-like finish to my face. I'm wearing it on my face today, and I just love the way that this looks every time I use it, so I highly recommend checking it out. Next is the NYX Contour Wonder Stick, and I love this contour. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that this is a holy grail product for me that I've loved for a long time. I'm running out of it and we'll need to pick up a new one soon. I love this shade especially because it's very cool tone, so it really helps to lift my face and shape it really nicely. It also blends in incredibly easily, and I don't feel like I have to be too careful with this. I can kind of apply it all over my forehead and on my cheekbone, and it just kind of melts into the skin really nicely and looks great every time. So this is just a really stunning and foolproof contour stick. I've recommended this to so many people who all try it and just love it. It really is such a good one and works really well on so many different people and skin tones and skin types. My favorite bronzer is the Flower Beauty Heat Wave Luminous Bronzer. This is such a gorgeous bronzer, and the shade is just perfect. It is not too warm for me, which is hard to find in a bronzer, and it has this really gorgeous glow that it gives my face, so it just makes me look really glowy and sun-kissed, and I just love this, especially in the summer. I can't get enough of it. And the powder is just so smooth, and it just looks so pretty every single time. This is very, very, very similar to the Charlotte Tilbury Bronze and Glow bronzer, so if you like that, then you will love this, and it is much, much more affordable. So this is such a great bronzer, and I love it. When it comes to highlighters, I think the Drugstore does an amazing job. I just realized that all of the highlighters that I'm sharing are affordable, which is so great. The first highlighter I wanted to share is a highlighter that has been just a go-to and a favorite of mine for so long, and that is the Essence Pure Nude Baked Highlight in the shade 10 Be My Highlight. This is a lovely highlighter that is incredibly natural looking on the skin. I can apply this all over my face and it never looks like too much. It just makes my skin look healthy and radiant, especially in the winter months when my skin is a little bit more dry. Then I love to load my face up with this because it just gives my face life. If you have dry skin or more mature skin, then you should definitely try this and have this in your makeup collection, because it'll really help to liven up your skin and just make it look like your skin is so healthy and plump and like you're using incredible skincare. So this is such a great highlighter and I love it. It's such a classic for a reason. I think everybody should try this. It is so good. Next up is the Sephora Collection Colorful Luminizer in the shade Rose Quartz. This is a beautiful like frosty pink shade that I really love, especially in the inner corner of my eye and on my lid for like a brightening shimmery eyeshadow look, and then also on my brow bone. I'm wearing this highlighter on my face today and I just think it is so stunning. You do have to buy this at Sephora, but it's part of the Sephora collection, so it's affordable and it goes on sale pretty often. I personally haven't tried the Dior highlighters, like the Backstage palette, but I've heard this compared to that highlighter, and so people claim that it is just as good as Luxe highlighters, and I would believe that by how good this formula is. It is really nice and I just love it. It's such a beautiful, finely milled highlighter that doesn't have any like noticeable glitter in it. It's more of just a really natural looking shimmer, and so I think that this would look good on a lot of different skin types and a lot of different ages. I think would look really good in this luminizer. Lastly, for highlighters, I had to include the L'Oreal Lumi Glotion. This is such a beautiful formula. I wear the shade Medium Glow because I like to use it as a bronzer, but I can also mix this into my foundation or wear underneath my makeup for a glow all over my face. But it's a beautiful, like, cooler brown shade that just looks really nice on my cool undertones and my fair skin. Like my other highlighters, it's also not glittery. It just gives a really beautiful sheen to the skin, which is definitely my preference for highlighters. I just like something to look natural and make my skin just look healthy and not like obvious that I'm wearing a highlighter, if that makes sense. And this definitely does that. You can apply this all over the face and it's just gonna make your skin look healthy and hydrated and not like a disco ball, if that makes sense. So this is such a great highlighting product that is very versatile. You can use it in so many ways and I love having this in my collection. Lastly, I wanted to talk setting sprays. I have a few that I have been loving lately. Setting spray is something that I haven't always had in my makeup routine, but I've been including more just the past couple months and have been absolutely loving it. I feel like setting sprays really do add so much to my makeup look, and I like that you can get setting sprays that focus on different areas that can help you with like concerns that you have. And one setting spray that I love is the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better setting spray. It has hyaluronic acid and coconut water and is just very refreshing and hydrating for my skin. So on days where I feel like my skin is extra dry, then I reach for this setting spray. If you have more dry skin or more mature skin, then I think you're really gonna love this. It makes my makeup last really well throughout the day, but it also just adds like a really pretty, healthy finish to the skin. Like it just kind of adds some life to the face, and it does add a little bit of glow. I would say this is the setting spray that I'm wearing today, so if you do have really oily skin, I don't know that you would love this one, but I have combination skin and I still find that it works really well on me. But like I said, dry or mature skin, I think this will be a setting spray that works really well on you, and I love it. It does have a light, like coconutty, like coconut water scent to it. It's very light and refreshing, nothing too artificial. It also has aloe vera in it, and I smell that a little bit too. So if you're very sensitive to scents, then I would keep that in mind, but it is like a very refreshing kind of spa-like scent that I don't find to be too much for me, and I love it. Such a good one. Next up we have the Milani Make It Last setting spray. This is my favorite drugstore setting spray. Like the name suggests, this really does make my makeup last really well throughout the day. This is the original, but I do think that they also have like a glowy version and a more matte version, depending on like what you're looking for, but this is a great like in between, and I love the finish that this gives my skin. So I reach for this when I want my makeup to just last really well, or if I know I'm going to be sweating during the day, especially in the summer months. I've been reaching for this one a lot when I don't want a lot of extra glow, but I just want my makeup to stay put. So this is a really great one, and one that I've used in the past on my friends for their weddings, and has worked really well for that. Next up is the Fenty Beauty You Mist. I really like this setting spray as well. This is actually similar, I think, to the Milani setting spray. It doesn't add a lot of extra glow, but I will say that it adds maybe slightly more glow than the Milani, and I really love this because it just, I don't know, something about it just kind of pulls the makeup look together and kind of makes all of my makeup products like mesh together really nicely. And I've been finding that when I don't use this or my other setting sprays, that I'm really missing something in my makeup routine. I just am missing something to kind of, I don't know, make the makeup kind of like meld into each other, if that makes sense. And this setting spray does a really great job of doing that, and just kind of, I don't know how to explain it. It really does just make my makeup look so seamless. And when I use this setting spray, I like to spray it on my face and then kind of let it dry for a second, and then tap it into the face with a fluffy brush, like my BK Beauty 107 brush. And I feel like that really just helps my makeup look extra flawless and just so good. So I really love this Fenty Beauty setting spray. It's such a good one. So those are all of my top 3 favorite products in every category when it comes to my complexion products. Let me know if you guys would like to see a top 3 in like eyeshadow or eye and lip products, because I would love to make that for you guys as well. I had so much fun making this and picking my favorite products. I would love to know in the comments what some of your favorites are. I always love hearing what you guys love. Thank you so much for watching. It means so much to me. I hope you guys have a great day. If this video was helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.